Hello YouTube, and this is the last one for stop motion month. Yeah, it is truly a great medium, though. It's truly a great one, so I'm going to go out with my favorite and many others' favorite stop motion film of all time, The Nightmare Before Christmas. In this truly great medium, it's just like, this one's the last one in stop motion month, so I'm going to talk about this medium a little bit. It's a truly great medium. It's very underappreciated, though. It takes so much hard work. It takes so many people, so much time and effort. It's very time-consuming. But in the end, you really do just get a great film. You always will get just a truly great film. And frankly, I think that's what we can admire about it. It does take a long time, and it is hard. But in the end, we always get something awesome out of it. Even if it's something like Box Trolls, which I didn't like, but I did at least admire some of their creativity, and the movements in it were very fast and very slick. Oh, yeah, and also, I got one more thing I want to talk about before I start off this review. This one's going to be my very first video with an official title. The Reviewer. An official title. I got an official title. It's in a band now. Now, yeah, if you guys don't get what an official title is, it's pretty much just like the Nostalgia Critic, Animat, Cinema Snob, like, you know how they all have, like, official titles for their or when they review things? Yeah, well, mine's going to be very simple, just The Reviewer. Very simple, but, I thought it was okay. So, yeah, let's get started with the story. Okay, so the story for this one is pretty easy to follow. It's pretty much Jack Skellington, the King of Halloween, has now become bored with just anything. He's just become bored with Halloween. He's become way too old for him, and he's done it for so many years, and apparently is known apparently he's known in 3 places, and to one guy in Kentucky. But now he's just gotten way too tired of doing the exact same thing. So what does he do? What anyone would do. Go take over a town. Go take over a holiday. Which is Christmas, which he found one day by walking through a forest, which I'm surprised that he had never walked down before. Seriously, he says that he's been there for years now, and he's never walked down this one forest? Never? If he's been so bored, then why did he never walk down the forest? Okay, but I digress. So while walking down there, then he finds a door to Christmas Town. So of course he opens it up, and then and then they have a very good song. What's this? Which is a great song. And then he basically just becomes obsessed with Christmas and tries to duplicate it, and although he tries to duplicate it in Halloween style, making every single Christmas toy be pretty much a deranged killer. So then he tries to but instead of doing it on his own holiday, for some reason, he does it on Christmas. And so then it's pretty much just Sally trying to say, hey, this is a stupid idea, and while Jack is still believing that this idea is great. Now, the story of it is very simple to follow. It's very simple, it's very, very easy to follow. But it works for the film. Most stories, it doesn't work for the film. For whatever reason, it just won't. Like the story, if it's simple, then it won't work for the film. Like, it might be way too simple. But this one, it seems to have 3 different story arcs. One being Jack's, another one being Sally's, and the third one being Oogie Boogie and Santa. Which, all these story arcs work. And they all work perfectly well. And frankly, that's just one of the many great things about this movie, is the story works so well. It's nothing big or nothing too complex for anyone. It's just jack got bored, and so now he wants Christmas. And in the end, he sort of gets that. But if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Wait till Halloween. It'll be on pretty much all sorts of different channels. You can easily find it. But it's still just a great movie that definitely deserves to be looked at, especially with this story. Because this is just a wonderful, wonderful story. Everything in it works. Except for some of the characters. But that's only because they're a little bit annoying. But I do love the story. It just works so well, and it has so much depth to it. Like, it's executed very well. It's not... Okay, well, it's not filled up with that much depth. Wow, why is this one so hard to talk about? I don't know why this one is just really hard to talk about. But it has its own charm and likability to it. Like, you do get to feel for all these characters as you're watching the film. And frankly, the story plays a big part in that. If you didn't have the story, then these characters would just feel generic and pretty lazy. But instead, we got a great story that worked wonderfully for the film. So for the story, I give it an 8 out of 10. Because it's a little bit too simple, but it's very well executed. So now on to what makes the film great again, the characters.